They rolled up with smug grins, clipboards, and tow trucks, ready to repossess every car in my driveway. What they didn't know: I owned the towing company they hired. It all started with a petty HOA violation letter. Too many vehicles visible from the street, it read. I had 3. My truck, my wife's SUV, and my weekend project car. All legally registered. All parked on my own driveway. But that wasn't good enough for Karen, the HOA president with a god complex. I responded politely, citing the bylaws. They said 2 on-street vehicles were restricted. Mine weren't even on the street. Still, the warnings kept coming, threats of fines, final notices, and then the big one: all vehicles will be towed within 48 hours if not removed. That's when I stopped being nice. You see, by day I run a logistics business. But I also co-own a local towing company, one that handles impounds for several HOAs, including this one. They had no idea that every time they called a tow, they were calling my crew. Sure enough, 48 hours later, 2 trucks showed up. Karen was there in her sun hat and sunglasses, arms crossed, smiling like she'd just won a war. I walked out calmly, coffee in hand, and waved to the drivers. That's when it hit her. One of them called me boss. "Wait, you're..." "Yeah, Karen," I said, smiling. "I own the trucks you called. And guess what? We don't tow legally parked cars, especially from driveways. Not on my watch." She exploded, screaming about contracts, accusing me of conflict of interest. I told her to check the contract. Clause 14C. Tow discretion lies solely with the operator in cases of legal ambiguity. I wrote that clause. Then I handed her my violation notice for harassment, false reporting, and attempted theft. The board tried to cancel our contract that night. Too bad they still owed us for the last 3 months of service, and no other tow company wanted to touch them after I made a few calls. Karen resigned 2 weeks later. HOA backed off completely. My cars stayed exactly where they were, with a little sign next to them now that reads, "Towed by request and by me." If you enjoyed that twist of poetic justice, hit that subscribe button. Next time I'll tell you how I got the HOA fined for trying to tow a city official's car by mistake.